Welcome, welcome, business owning moms, to my coveted maternity leave planning roadmap. This is episode number 16 of our roadmap series takeover, and it is actually one of the biggest questions that I get asked as a professional supporting business owners through maternity leave. It's, what does my state offer? Now, this is a very loaded question. And unfortunately, in the United States, which is where we support moms who own businesses and take maternity leave, is that the state programs are kind of not available. Right now, I know of 13 states out of 50 that offer some kind of paid maternity leave benefit. And I just want to kind of demystify this really quick because I think a lot of folks don't understand the benefit side of things. And I totally get it because it is confusing. There are so many different types of terms. So, the most basic way that I can break this down is we basically got two ways to get your maternity leave supported from kind of external factors. The first is the state and federal programs. So that is things that the government provide. So you've probably heard of FMLA. That is a federal program that basically ensures job security, but doesn't necessarily ensure pay. And it definitely doesn't ensure pay up to a certain amount. The second is the state programs. So a lot of the state programs are either required or non-required in your state. And what happens is you enroll in them either as a business owner or as an employee of your business if you are an S corp. And what might happen is you'll pay a certain amount into, the program every single week, every other week, or however long or however often you get paid. And then what will happen is you will be in a position where you could get about 70% of what you're making back in, funds or subsidies and things like that from the government. So that is a really interesting way to set up some security for your maternity leave. Again, a lot of these programs might be supportive for you. And you can also, if you end up in a state that does not have this type of infrastructure for your maternity leave, you could always get some support privately, which is really important. Our next episode will be about insurance, or you could set something like this up for yourself. So, taking a portion of your income, if you know for sure that you want to grow a family, and paying into something inside of your business that could support you if you want to go out. That is, I think, just general amazing rule of thumb. It's part of kind of the financial management that we teach at Master Maternity Leave. And at the end of the day, the really important thing to understand is that, the state benefits and the private insurance benefits are slightly nuanced and they can be stacked on top of one another. So if you live in a state that does not have a program like this, you could always go private. If you do live in a state that has a program like this, you could always additionally stack on private insurance if you want the time that you're away to be covered up to 100% of your income. So that is a really incredible thing to understand. A lot of times when we support women in our bond program and in our coaching, is, we take a look at what their family needs to be bringing home and what the business is allowing them to bring into the home. And then we craft kind of a custom plan for them to say, okay, your state offers these benefits. You can use short term disability to do this. You can use long term if you want to take a longer period of time off. And so I think getting creative and not just relying on one source or one thing to be true about your business or about your state or whatever that looks like for you. Because if we are waiting for just one thing to support our entire maternity leave, we might be a little bit disappointed when we realize that, the state program only covers up to 70%. Or we might be a little bit disappointed when the short term disability ends, really, really quickly. I remember when I was pregnant with my second son, Jack, our short term disability, I think I only got it for like 1 month because technically my business is online. Technically, I can kind of show up from sitting in this really cozy chair. And so it was a really interesting situation that I found myself in. And then I had to reapply or get different insurance for longer periods of time off. So I want to say state programs exist. We have a whole entire list of them, how to apply, what exactly you need to do to qualify, and how long you need to be paying in before you can start to see some benefits. If you want some support through this situation, the very best place to join is our community and our coaching program. It's called Bond. It's amazing. And women come in and they are either pregnant currently or they're trying to conceive. And they want to make sure that the business is set up really well to take in a great maternity leave and be able to press pause without the business crumbling to the ground or without losing all the income into your home if you are either the sole or a main income provider of your family. So if you head over to mastermaternityleave.com/bond, you can check out all of the details. You can see if this is for you. Again, we do some tireless research and we constantly keep it updated to make sure that we've got all the resources in one place for you. But I hope this was helpful because although not a lot of states do offer these programs, they are there and they are really, really useful if you are in that state. I think it's really important to think through the setup of your business, of course, things like that, especially my trying to conceive moms. We can really work with the business and consider like, do we need to restructure it before we take a maternity leave? And we can think about how best to approach that to get the most savings on your leave, or of course, increase the most, income into the house. So I know that this is a bit of a heady episode. However, I do think it's really important to be able to stack some of the benefits in our favor. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next episode all about insurance.